Welcome back to another video. We're going off the cuff with some of these past videos. We got out of the office, away from the books, into nature, just enjoying God's great creation. But today I want to talk about having an alter ego and how powerful that could be to your success and the journey that you take in this life, and choosing your character. So to preface this real quickly, I got a new coach, and I think everyone should have a coach. I come from basketball where players have a coach, and even the pro athletes have numerous coaches. They have a mindset coach. They have a lifting coach, strength and conditioning. They have an actual, obviously, position basketball coach. They have a nutritionist, a cook. You can see those all as people that are coaches, helping them put the best things in their body. So if you're a coach, you need a coach. And if you're not a coach, then I would totally encourage you to get a coach. Makes life a lot easier. Why not invest in yourself to learn from someone's mistakes and not make those same mistakes? So I think you need an alter ego because you want to be able to tap into a character that you want to become. And this coach I invested into is actually a manifestation coach, ironically. And there's this universal law called the law of character. Hopefully you don't hear this rumbling noise down there. They're doing some construction work, but hopefully this mic is not picking that up. But if it is, I apologize. And this law of character is this manifestation universal law that will allow you to kind of tap into this future version of yourself, or this fictional character or real living character that you want to embody. While we're growing up, we love fictional characters. Girls want to be princesses and Barbie. Guys want to be superheroes or athletes. We tap into these characters. We dress up. We try to embody who they are. We start talking like them. I'm sure you can think about moments when you were growing up and you would start talking about your favorite character or sing the songs that they sang, because you wanted to embody this character. You wanted to learn how you could become them. That should never end after childhood. You should have either somebody in particular that you want to kind of embody, that you want to live a life like theirs, or you want to embody their confidence or their determination or their skill set or their effective communication skills. And it's not so much you have to embody the whole person as a whole. You can choose different attributes of that person to hone in on. So to give you some context of the ones that I like to look up to or I like to embody, is one of them is Muhammad Ali. I love his confidence. If you watch any old press conferences with Muhammad Ali, the guy has the highest level of confidence in himself. He knows he's going to win. He knows he's going to crush his opponent. He knows that he's the best of the best. He is the greatest. If you're going through a tough time and you want to embody some level of confidence, then Ali could be a great person. But Ali's a big one for me. James Bond is another one. I love James Bond's sleekness, his stealthiness, the fact that you don't know what he does for work. I kind of love that people guess on what I do for work, and I don't, we don't need to preach to the world of what we exactly do. Just know that we do good work. I love, obviously, the fast cars that James Bond drives and how he dresses. He dresses to impress. So when I'm like putting on a suit, going to a wedding or something, I tap into my James Bond attitude. Or if I'm in my car and I'm trying to imagine a nicer car that I want, a supercar, a fast car or something, I think about James Bond. Another one that's actually recent that I've tapped into is Harvey Spectre from the show Suits. Now, out of the first episode, you capture this about Harvey, but the man is an effective communicator. He's super witty with how he talks, and he always has an answer, a rebuttal, or something that really gets you to think about what you're thinking and kind of flips you on your head. I love that. I was never a good communicator growing up. I, hated reading. Hated that popcorn reading growing up. I would get so nervous and anxious whenever my name was called. I didn't have a stutter, but I definitely tripped over my words. And, I'm still probably not the best communicator. I'm still working on it. But a guy like Harvey Spectre, his hardworkingness is something I gravitate towards, and his effective communication is definitely something that I love about him too. Also, like his suave about him. And then the last one is Rocky Balboa. I love how strong he is, obviously. But I also love how he can make something so good out of a poor situation. He was down in the dumps in Philly, no money to his name. He was worried he was just going to become another bum from the neighborhood, or he was going to be a world champion in boxing. But, in my moments where I felt lower than low, under the ground, didn't want to, get out of bed or didn't want to go do work, I think about Rocky and how he would still get up in probably the worst running shoes ever, high top Converse, and go run around the streets of Philly to train for his fights. And there's a particular scene for those Rocky fans. I apologize. I can't think of the exact movie right now. I think it's Rocky 4, I guess. Yeah, I think it's 4, 3 or 4. But it's when he's fighting the Russian dude, and he goes out to Russia and he trains in the snow, and he's not in a nice gym like the other guy is. He's lifting up, lumber and earthly items, whatever he can get his hands on, and he's just getting ripped, he's getting toned, he's building his endurance, all these great things. I just love all that he can work with nothing and still make it everything. He doesn't need the fancy equipment or the fancy this or that. All he needs is just some things that are heavy, and he can get to the point that he wants to get to. So those are mine. But I want to just list off some that you might know about too in real life. So Kobe had Mamba mentality. He was the Black Mamba. That was his alter ego. He would tap into this persona that he had no friends on the court, and he was there to kill. He was there to win. He was there to, bite your jugular and insert his venom, perhaps, so you could just crumble. Shaq had Superman. Dwayne Johnson has The Rock. Everyone knows him as The Rock, but that's not his name. His name's Dwayne Johnson. The Rock is his alter ego. Calvin Johnson, wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, dating myself a little bit, but if you're in your late 20s, early 30s or older, you know about how dominant Calvin Johnson was. His name was the Megatron. So he was literally like this transformer type of, being that would just dominate. I mean, granted, he was like 6'7" and huge, so that helps, but he had an alter ego. And then for those that love superheroes, Peter Parker has Spider-Man, Clark Kent as Superman, and Tony Stark as Iron Man. So these fictional characters we look up to, even beyond the superheroes, like the real living people, Peter Parker, Tony Stark, they have alter egos. So and there's a book on this too. I think Todd Herman wrote a book called The Alter Ego or Alter Ego Effect. I would totally encourage you to check it out. But I really think there's so much value to choosing your character and having an alter ego in this life. Someone you could tap into, somebody you can embody. We build ourselves. We don't come out of the womb strong-willed in our mind, strong-willed physically, smart, determined, confident, all these things. Like, you tap into these different characters and these different attributes. And that's what I would totally encourage you to do from watching this video. So those are my examples. Those are some real life examples that maybe you've heard about. But there's so much benefit to rising to the occasion by tapping into your alter ego and choosing your character. And there's a universal law about this too. It's literally the law of character when it comes to manifestation and law of attraction. So just learn this from my mentor, and I'm happy to pass it off to you guys. See you guys in the next video.